The Muncie Civic Theater. It has gone through great changes, from different locations to remodeling of the current building and its illustrious 78-plus year history. The theater has been a staple in the Muncie community since 1931. The Civic has always been a place where people of all ages can come and learn to express themselves. The Muncie Civic Theater is still as relevant today as it was back during its inception. We asked some people who were involved with the theater some questions about the organization, and this is what they had to say.
So when we realized that we had our problems, we did kind of an aggressive fundraising campaign. The first of that being Save the Civic campaign. It became part of our website. It still is part of our website. You can still donate through that location on our website. And also the whole fact of moving forward with fundraisers. So we did, that first night was kind of our call to arms. We raised $7,000 that night, and that was from the audience, whether it be people walking up and paying the bill that they wanted to pay. We had all the bills laid out, and we kind of told people how much each one was, and we just had people come up and take bills from us and paid off a big chunk of our $7,000 worth of our payables. We didn't have one organization, a printer here in town, C.S. Kern, who walked in and tore up his bill. So that was a huge thing. I mean, it was like a $1,200 bill, and he tore it up and said, "You don't have to pay me this. We'll still work with you. We still want to do business with you." So it was really a community effort for that. Then we took an aggressive campaign of 5 fundraisers in 5 weeks. So over the next 5 weeks, we did 5 different fundraisers. We had a rummage sale, which was huge. The rummage sale was held here at Muncie Civic Theater. We had 2 kind of back-to-back fundraisers where they were kind of cocktail party style, have people come, have some music and things like that. We also did a family fun night, which was pretty successful. And then we also did an outreach where we took a show out onto the road and did it in a couple different places and raised money that way. So to have 5 fundraisers happen for your organization in 5 weeks, that's a lot of time. I mean, that's a lot of work to do in 5 weeks. Luckily, we had a couple things in place already that we were able to just rush up and kind of push their date up so that they fit into that time frame. But at the end of that 5 weeks, after we kind of finished that, we were, another $10,000 down the road, and it was much, much better. And we had paid off a lot of those payables that were kind of looming over our heads, and it relieved the board of directors and myself to know that we could do it, to know that we can focus on the future now. We can target when we do our fundraisers, have a fundraising calendar where we say, okay, this time of year we have to have a fundraiser here, and we've already planned that out. We already are looking at the spring and what fundraisers we're going to be doing in the spring. The fall and Christmas fundraisers are in place and are being planned, and so they're already ready. And the idea isn't that you have to do 20 fundraisers, but that you do 4 really big ones so that you get a lot of money in that 3 or 4. The deficit between the amount of money we need to produce the shows and the amount of money we don't have at the end of the year is really small. So with just a little bit of effort, a few fundraisers, we can make up that gap pretty easily. Grants are coming in great, and that was another area where we really needed to focus some energy. And we have some great grants that have come across the tables now to help us out, not only with our operations, but also with infrastructure and kind of repairing the building. It's a 130-year-old building, so it has some major problems. So having money go toward that makes our lighting bill cheaper, makes our gas bill cheaper, makes our water bill cheaper. So that then helps us in our day-to-day operation. The growth of Muncie Civic Theater is kind of an interesting roller coaster type thing. It was very popular when it first started, and in the 30s and into the 40s. We were shut down a little time during the war, but there was a lull in the 50s. Not as much was being done, not as many shows were produced, and so it's been very roller coastery. In the 80s, there was a big boom. Live entertainment, live theater became very popular in Muncie. we had over 1,900 subscribers. We now have 350 subscribers. So that tells you the difference as far as where people are buying their tickets and how they want to buy their tickets. That doesn't mean that it's going away, because it's evened out when it comes to single ticket sales. People just walk in and see the show. Our subscribers are shrinking, but our audiences are growing. So it's a roller coaster. So if we look at it as the boom happened in the 80s, then the lull that we just went through was in the 90s. There was a lull in the 90s. Things, live entertainment wasn't as popular. This organization lost direction a little bit. Not a lot, but they lost a little bit of direction, and their quality of their shows went down a little bit. I feel like we're having a resurgence of that now in Muncie. The bar has been lifted. We are producing better shows. I think we're more relaxed in producing better shows, and so we're really kind of building our audiences back up. Plus, during these economic times, people want something close that's not that expensive and is entertaining. And we have a good ticket here. Our ticket price is very reasonable. A family of 5 can come. We have a package deal for them so that they can come and afford to see live entertainment. Some of them say they can't even afford to go to the movies because it costs too much to take their family to the movies. They can afford to come to Civic Theater. So it's filling a niche again. It's becoming a part of the community again, to be a part of a show and have all your friends and family. I mean, that's a big boom for us. When we're having a Time for Christmas has got 73 people, those 73 people have family members that are going to come and see them in that show. So my audiences are going to be huge just because of that fact right there. Then on top of that, there's going to be people in the community that want to see that show because they love the show, they've heard of the show, and they want to come and watch it again. So that's the resurgence we're having. I'd like to think it's a renaissance in Muncie in general, because the arts is really hot in Muncie right now. And Civic is a part of that, and we should be, because we've been here for 78 years, so we've been a part of that arts community really from the very beginning.